So I'm starting my new vlog. I'm in my room right now because both my kids are asleep in the living room. My son decided to wake up at literally 4:59, and I usually have an alarm at 5 a.m. I don't tend to wake up at 5 a.m. I usually wake up, turn it off, and go back to bed. So this week, I'm going to try to wake up at 5 a.m. every day so I can get extra reading in, do anything else that I really need to do. I need to get myself up earlier. I need to get things done. It's kind of hard to get things done during the day with the kids. I feel like if I just wake up a little bit earlier, I can get more done. Logically speaking, that should be how it is. So I am trying to wake up at 5 a.m. every day this week and either just get up and go straight to the living room and just read so my husband can sleep an extra hour without me, next to him. But we'll see, because my anxiety is through the roof this week. It started like Thursday, Friday, and literally it's making me feel sick to my stomach. My anxiety is very atrocious. I don't think I've had this bad of anxiety in a very long time. It's probably the worst anxiety I've ever had. So I feel like I'm gonna have like a meltdown every time like I do anything. I just feel like I'm losing it. So I know that because this week I'm just gonna read Kindle books. There's a book. You can never go wrong with Sarah Blue. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. You can't. So to get me out of this like anxious feeling, I have to read Daddy Cupid by Sarah Blue. I have to read it. That has to be the first book I read, because I feel like if any book is going to get me out of being anxious or anything, it's going to be Sarah Blue. Sarah Blue for me has never had a miss. I love everything she writes. I laugh, I giggle, I have a good time. I cannot get over her writing. I don't know how I haven't known about her, how I'm just discovering her. It's beyond me. But yeah, I need to read her book. And it's like a novella, so it's only like 100 some pages. So I think I can finish it today. But yeah, my son woke me up at 4:59 with literally his cup right in front of my face, wanting milk. So I got up. I was like, you know what? I turned off my alarm. I was like, I'm just gonna get up and I'm gonna do the challenge this week. So I'm doing the challenge this week. So I'm gonna do the challenge this week. I'm gonna see if I do get actually more reading in or if I don't. But I'm willing to try, because this weekend we're going out of town. We're going to San Diego for a wedding. We're leaving Friday morning, and I think we're leaving pretty early. So I think too, waking up at 5 a.m. this week will really kind of help me get up Friday morning and not be so tired. So, because we're coming back Monday. So I'm hoping I can get a lot of reading done, because on the way there, it's like 6 hours and then 6 hours back. So that's like 12 hours of for sure reading that I can get done. And I think having it on my Kindle will be the best option. Okay, so I have a mini haul. This dress is my daughter's dress for the wedding we're going to. I took it out already, like right when I got it, because I wanted to make sure my daughter liked it, because she picked it on Amazon. It's really cute, and I really want her to try it on to make sure it fits, because mind you, we're only leaving in a few days. And I do everything last minute. I don't like that I procrastinate. I'm really bad about doing that. So in here, I know what this is because I ordered it, because I really want to continue on in the series. I am just mad that the covers don't match. So it's Pucking Wild. It even has the Target sticker on it. I got it on Amazon. I did get it used for, it was like $3. I'm not mad. Not mad at all. But I'm just mad that the covers don't match, because the other cover is completely blue and none of the other ones afterwards are like that. They're all these brighter colors. So yeah, so this one, it follows her friend Tess, and she's plus sized. It says, "My name is Tess Owens and my life is officially on fire. I never thought dancing at my best friend Rachel's wedding would be the match to ignite the flame. But with one lingering touch, one longing look, and one sneaky caterer with a camera phone, my almost ex-husband is ready to torch me professionally and personally. So I do what I do best, run straight into Rachel's arms in Florida, where she's the team doc for the NHL's Jackson race. Star forward Ryan Langley is out with an injury and in need of a place to rehab. I get the surprise of my life when he shows up at my door, declaring himself my new roommate. I came here with 6 weeks to launch a new business and fight for my freedom. Now I have to fight my mutual attraction to this charming all-American sweetheart too. Did I mention Ryan is 10 years younger than I? He doesn't need my drama, but it's getting harder to deny the way he makes me feel. Wild, fun, free. I want to believe that our past don't define us forever, but first I have to help face my fears, because with one innocent dance, it was Ryan who helped me start this fire. What if together we're meant to burn? I'm a little confused, only because these are like reverse harem type of situations. Well, at least the first one was. And it doesn't mention another person. Does it have in here like the title names? Because I'm only seeing Ryan and Tess. So is it only them? I'm confused. Because the other one was like a reverse harem situation, and this one doesn't say that. And I only see Ryan and Tess on here. So I guess it's just them. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that she did that, because a lot of people, when they do like a reverse harem like series kind of like this, they just keep it as a reverse harem, but this one doesn't look like that. We're gonna try this. I think I'm gonna read this next month. But I do have this big box that I realized while I was carrying it, I should have brought a knife with me, but I didn't. So I'm using my nail just to kind of like cut the tape, to stab it a little bit and see if I can get it open. There we go. There we go. We got this. We don't need a knife. I got beans, coffee beans. These are like our favorite coffee beans. And we're almost out. So after this, I'm making myself coffee for sure, but not with these beans. I need to finish off what I have. And then I got the next book, Night Revelations, book 2 of the Black Veil University series. I am so excited. I just cannot. Oh, there's a playlist. Did not know that. It even has a main character index. Did not see that before. Man, I'm really excited. I was so glad to be back in this world, because I read this, I think, the year we moved in here when I was still pregnant with my son. So it's probably been about 3 years. And I have thought about this series a lot since. I talked to a lot of people about this, and I just needed to reread it. So I got the second one, which I'm hoping to read next month. And then I got Lying Season, which is the 4th book of the Experiment in Terror series by Karina Hale. I did get the next 2. Let me see. Which is On Demon Wings and Old Blood, because I thought that was 4 and 4.5. No, this is 4. On Demon Wings is number 5, and Old Blood is 5.5. And so I already have those, but this one I think is going to be next month. But this says amateur ghost hunter Perry Palomino has battled ghosts, fought off skinwalkers, and skirted the fine line between life and death. But can she survive bunking down in Seattle for a week with her partner and man she secretly loves, Dex, his perfect girlfriend Jennifer? And can she do so while being tormented by a malicious spirit from Dex's increasingly shady past? So Jennifer's going to be in this book. What? Like, I don't remember that. All I remember is that they ghost hunt and they end up together at some point. That is all I remember. I've read these so long ago. There's actually a few of these books that I didn't even know existed. So I don't know where I stopped reading these, but I'm really excited for this one. The last one wasn't my favorite book. I feel like this one's going to be better because Jennifer's involved and I want to know what's going on there. So got this one. Hopefully read that next month. I did get some headrest mounts for my kids. We have 2 in my car already, but the TVs that my mom got the kids for in our car, because we went to Idaho last year and that's a 13-hour drive. She got like little TVs that they're sometimes don't want to work. So I got these because I have their like tablets. They're Amazon Fire tablets, and I have Disney Plus on them. So I could fit the tablet in here and have the movies on Disney downloaded, and so they can watch with this in front of them instead of the TVs. Also, my son likes to kick it, and his DVD player is broken and it keeps opening. So this way, I have two. These ones are my favorite. I just reorder them, or like if anybody needs one, I just order and give it to them because they're not that expensive. So I got that. And then the last thing I have are bags for the sourdough bread. I wanted to get bags because I got Ziploc bags, the gallon size ones. And if they're not Ziploc brand, they're too small. They won't open far enough to put a loaf in. If they're the Ziploc gallon size ones, they will fit. I didn't realize I got a off brand, and because I got a bigger box and they don't fit. So this was 50 bags for $10. So not too bad. Not too bad. So I actually have 2 loaves I need to go make, bake them, everything, and I'll put them in here. And then I'm going to take them to my mom because I'm taking my kids to my mom so I can go to my doctor's appointment. That's like 35 minutes away. But yeah, that's my little haul. I don't have anything else in there. I was just checking. But yeah, so that's my little mini haul of just random things. Got books, I got wedding dress, and I have stuff for sourdough and stuff for our car trip. Hey, so it's Wednesday, and I just realized that I have not done a check-in for a while. So, yeah, so I did read Daddy Cupid on Monday. I gave it, I think in my book I wanted to give it 4.5. It is just, I love Sarah Blue's writing. It's my favorite writing. I love it so much. It's about a girl named Ladybird. She's a Cupid, and she is Cupio, the head Cupid. It's his like secretary, and they like each other, but they won't tell each other because she's not good enough for him, and he thinks that he's too old and doesn't want to ruin their work relationship, which I get, whatever. But they like each other, and not a lot of Cupids like Ladybird at all, because the Ladybird is kind of hard ass. She's not sweet like all other Cupids. She's strict. She's you don't mess around with Ladybird at all. And so a lot of Cupids don't like her. They don't want anything to do with her. They don't talk to her. She's usually pretty much alone. But Cupio loves that about her. And Love from the first book, she comes with a Reaper named Gloom, and he is coming to talk about doing like a party for other creatures. So it'd be Cupids, Reapers. They invited a Crumpus. They invited like some Lady Lucks, which they actually exist. I was surprised. Like nymphs, stuff like that. They invited other beings. So it'd be so people can meet other people and date other people and not just be stuck with whoever they are. And Gloom is head over heels for both Cupio and Ladybird. And Love, she's so surprised. She goes, I thought you were only gay. He goes, no, I just like being bossed around, because Ladybird starts bossing around the minute they meet, and he is in love. Totally in love. So then the next day they meet up for a meeting, and Gloom is being bossed around by Ladybird, and Cupio is just like sitting there like, what's going on? So they start dancing, and it was funny because Ladybird's like, yeah, I'll dance. And Cupio's like, you want to dance? She goes, nobody ever asks me to dance, so yeah, I'm going to go dance. And Cupio just sits there and looks at her. And I went, that is sad. That is so sad. And like all of the Cupids around them are like watching them, like, what is going on? Like, and they're like giving them space. And I was like, this is so messed up. But things move pretty quick. But I mean, it's like a 140-page book. It's a quick book. And it was so good. I loved it. I loved all the growth that happened between all of them. Like they're all kind of learning. And Gloom literally tells them, I just want to be the glue. Like I want to be the glue. I want to be the reason why you guys are together. I want to be with you guys. Like I don't care. And it is just, I loved it. I loved that book so much. I can never get enough of Sarah Blue's writing. I just love it. So I did finish Daddy Cupid, and there's only one book left of that series, which is Jolly Cupid. And I'm assuming that it's going to involve Crumpus. I'm not looking at the synopsis because I don't want to get too excited and then like just read it, because I want to read it around Christmas. So I have, 6 months until I get to read that book. So on Monday, I did start Savage Claim, which is the second book in the Vitali Mafia series by Bella Ash. I don't know what to rate it because I finished it last night. I don't know. I don't mind dark romance or mafia books. I don't mind them. This one, they're kind of insufferable. I wasn't like in the first book, I just really hated Lorenzo. I couldn't stand him, and everybody else was fine. This one, Lorenzo was better, but still not great. And then Isabella was starting to kind of annoy me a little bit, the main character. So Lorenzo and Isabella are together, and it's just like the switch that she has is like very instant, and I was like, I don't know if I like that. And they don't communicate about anything. They don't communicate at all. When they're mad at each other, they just punish each other with sexy time. So I don't understand why they're even together. Like I didn't get it at all. And I was very confused. And then her sister gets involved, and I wanted to ream her neck. Oh my God. She acted like she was 5, throwing a tantrum like my daughter does. Grow up. Like, things happen, bad things happen, and you're blaming the wrong person for all the problems. I'm sorry, but grow up. I was so frustrated. I do not know what I'm gonna rate this. I'm feeling it's like a 2.5 because I liked it a little bit more than the first one, but not much more. Like I don't think it's a 3, and I don't think Bella Ash is for me. But I do know that there's technically a third book of the series, and I think it's of their kid. But when I was looking it up, it only had it on paperback. It doesn't have it on Kindle. So I just don't think I'm going to read it. I think I'm done with that series. I don't think I'm going to read any more from that series. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. Not a fan. I like mafia books and I like dark romance, and I just did not like this one. So I just don't think Bella Ash is for me. And like the plot of this one is that they're still trying to find like her dad, because he's the one that like sold her off, and like he abducted her at some point in this book. And you know, a lot happens, and it's like 300 pages or something like that. But it's still like I didn't have a hard time putting it down. I was like, I can just stop right here and I can go clean or whatever. And like I just didn't care. So that's what I knew. Like it's either the writing style or just the story in general I don't care about. So I'm not gonna read any more Bella Ash. I don't think. I just don't think she's for me. Well, then I did start Horrible by Ellen Mint, which I did click this yesterday to put it in currently reading, and it didn't save. But I wanted to show, I wanted to tell you the synopsis, because I can honestly tell you, I started this morning at 5 a.m. It was 5:03. I got out here. I have my clip and everything. I read it for about an hour, and I'm confused. I'm genuinely confused. I'm 13% of the way through, 5 chapters in, and I have no idea what's going on. I'm confused. I don't understand. Um, the main girl is Trish, and it, she's a human, and there's cell phones, but she's abducted and is in a wagon with other people, and they've been in it for days with no food, no water, and they're just packed in there, and they're like not talking to each other or anything. And her phone falls out, and the wagon rolls over it. I'm like, okay, so there's phones, so it's like nowadays, but there's wagons. But then the people that abducted them, they look like trees. I'm like, wait, what? They have like bark for skin. They have like leaves for hair. I'm very confused. And they're put in like a pool of Pepto. That is literally how she explained it. It's like pink goo, pool of Pepto, and they have to pour it in their mouths, and it's painful. And they do it twice, something like that. I don't know, but she made a friend with the people, with one of the people in the wagon. His name is Ryder. He's very protective of her. Mind you, they've been together for days. He didn't even know anything about each other until like that day. His name is Ryder. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. And then there's one of the tree people. His name is Willow, and he's being very gentle with her. He's trying to help her. He's like, if you fight it, it's gonna make it worse. So just drink it. It'll be okay. And he is being a little protective of her against his own people. And then all of a sudden, her and Ryder are taken, and this old woman, and all of a sudden they're like on a podium with a tree, like a real tree. And then this guy comes in, he's like a king or whatever. I can't remember his name. But Cypress. His name is Cypress. And that he like gives the old lady to the tree, puts her in front of the tree, makes her bleed, and it's all that pink Pepto-y gunk coming out of her. And the tree like eats her, like consumes her. And then they're trying to do it to the main girl Trish, but then something happens, like a bomb comes over, so now they're in a fight. Her and Ryder run away, and now the Willow guy found her, put her in a wagon to save her, and now somebody took the wagon that she's in, um, to go somewhere. So now she's stuck in a wagon. But that's all I read, and I'm just like, what is happening? I'm confused. I know this girl, which it is a trigger warning, she has cancer. It's mentioned. She's 35. She has cancer. but it doesn't say what cancer. I think it said it really quick. It was a sarcoma. I think that's what I said, but that's all it said. So I was like, okay, but I don't know. I don't know. So I'm gonna read the synopsis, and I'm just confused. I'm lost. I don't know where the plot is going. I'm I I don't know what's happening. The descriptions isn't very great. Also, the writing. So there was a part in it where when they were giving the old lady over to the tree, they said that she was awake, but like her like legs are stuck. So they like made her legs go like straight, like they had to hit her for her knees to unlatch or whatever. And that they're cutting her and she's screaming, screaming, screaming. And then all of a sudden goes, oh, thank God she can't feel the pain because she's asleep. I'm like, when did she fall asleep? Like, I'm confused. When did she fall asleep? Was she always asleep and you thought she was screaming, or was she actually screaming and then she just passed out from the pain? So she has to deal with it anymore because she never mentions like she passed out or she's asleep or anything like that. So I'm like, what? Like, there's little things that I'm catching, and I'm only 13% of the way through. There's certain things that I'm catching right now that I'm like, that doesn't line up. So, anyways, the synopsis is: Trish has lost hope. Monstrous tree creatures with branches for hair and bark for skin have taken and experimented on her, tortured her. They call themselves dryads, and the worst is their tyrannical ruler, Cypress. He's kidnapping and sacrificing humans to save their dying kingdom. As they drag Trish up to an altar to be fed to their great tree, a happenstance explosion knocks her free and into the arms of the kingdom's most wanted man, Lyndon. Do not know who that man is yet. I have not been introduced to him. He's charming, he's flirty, he lives in a manor atop a waterfall. He rides on a giant fox he raised from a kit. He's ridiculously handsome for a man made of wood. He's at war with the mad King Cypress, and he might be Trish's last chance. Not to live, no. Her body's being eaten from inside out. She won't make it past winter. She's done with being scared, with waiting for a hero, hoping for someone to fix what's broken. With Lyndon's help, Trish will fight. Fight to live, fight to save her people, fight to save one more moonlit night with her dryad bandit under the stars. Even if the kingdom's indomitable and General Hickory is coming to stop them, she won't quit, she won't give up. Trish is dying of cancer, and Cypress is going to learn what happens when he tries to stop a woman with nothing left to lose. Okay, it says Arbor is a story that takes place over 3 books. There will be cliffhangers. That's what it says. I don't understand what that is. But I don't know who Lyndon is yet. And then the whole Dryad Bandit under the stars, I'm going to assume that's Willow. But it's also, Ryder's not mentioned there at all. So does Ryder not matter anymore? I am so confused. I am genuinely confused. And it looks like Ellen, her name is Ellen Mint. She has a lot of books. It says author of 45 books. But I am like so confused. I don't know what's happening. But I'm going to continue reading and I'm going to see what I feel about it. Because as of right now, I'm just extremely confused. I don't understand what is going on. And even after reading the synopsis, I still really don't know what's going on. And it says it's 354 pages. Man, it's kind of big. Man, it's got 28 ratings and 53% of them are 5 stars. And I'm like, this is not, I don't think this is going to be a 5-star. Okay, so it's the next day. And I don't know what happened this morning. My alarm did not go off till 5:15, and on my thing it says 5, so I got an extra 15 minutes of sleep, which is fine. But I did get up and I started reading, and I'm at 70% of Arborable by Ellen Mint. This book feels very long. It feels very long. I have had such a bad glare on my glasses. There we go. We're gonna take them off. And I like it, but I still like. I still don't know where the plot is. Um, the girl is now with Lyndon, and he's like made of a tree. He's like bark, and everything is really interesting. And I do like some things are not explained very well. Like it's the whole miscommunication. Like he's never really been around a human, so he doesn't understand. I guess his women, they don't have like boobs. She does, so he's like discovering how they feel, and he's like, "Oh, your skin turns pink on your cheeks. Like, can your whole body do that?" Like he's genuinely curious about her. So that's the part I really like, is that they're figuring out like each other. Um, he's technically like a bandit, and he it's like almost like a Robin Hood, and he steals so then they can survive. But he they do kill people in the process, but they try not to. Um, so I don't know, because like she wants to save the humans that she was taken, but nothing is being tried to do that. Um, like nothing's happening there, like nothing is going on, so I'm a little confused. Um, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I really want to figure out what's going on, but I just don't know what's going on. I am a little lost. I do like the writing style. It's pretty good. There's a few sentences that grammarly they don't make sense, but I just keep going. But it just feels like it's taking a long time. And like the first 50% was spring, and then I think the second 50% is supposed to be summer. I don't know. So I'm a little confused. I don't know what's going on, and I'm at 70% of the book, and I'm like, okay, so what she wants to do is save the humans, but he just keeps trying to feed his people. But she keeps mentioning she wants to save the humans, but like they're not trying to do that. So I'm like, so what is necessarily the plot here? Like, are they only trying to like keep his people alive, or are they going to try to save the humans? Like, I don't necessarily know. So I'm going to continue reading. I really want to finish it today because tomorrow morning we're leaving early to go to the trip. And I wanted to start a new book on the way up. So, and I'm hoping it's going to be, I got it as a arc. It's Even Exchange by Haley Dickert. I have it on my little printed out thing. I want to read that, but I need to finish this book. I got to about 54% last night, and this morning I'm already at 70. So I think I can get it done. It says it'll take me about 2.5 hours to finish it. So I'm hoping I can get that done. I'm still just trying to finish laundry. I'm just trying to pick up my house. So tomorrow morning we don't have to. So that's my plan. My mom is picking up the kids in about an hour 15 minutes. So I will have a whole day to get a bunch of stuff done. So, and I'm hoping to do a lot of Cricut stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm started binging this morning. I was doing my planner stuff right here, and I was like, you know what? I want to watch Shadowhunters. I want to watch it so bad. So I started it this morning, and I'm already on episode 3. Can't get enough. So I'm going to continue watching this. I'm going to read, get things done, and get the day going. Morning. It is almost 6. We're going to be leaving in like an hour and a half to 2 hours to San Diego. So I got myself up and ready. Partly, I'm not fully ready. I got to still do my makeup, but I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee. And then I'm going to do my makeup, but my husband's still asleep in bed. So I might get my makeup, like get my coffee going, and then kind of figure out some things around the house. I don't know, but I am partly dressed, ready to go. I just need to put some dry shampoo in my bangs. But that can is so loud, and I don't want to do it whenever he's still asleep. So I'm gonna make me some coffee. Number one thing to do today, coffee. Hey, so we're back from our trip, from the wedding and everything. Man, I should have my hair in the front. Anyways, so I finished Arbor Bowl by Ellen Mint on the way up in our car trip. I'm giving it 4 stars. It is, they're dryads, right? And they're actually like wood, which that was a new concept for me. I did like it. There were a few things I didn't like, and that's why I couldn't give it 5 stars. It is very original. Like I say that, very original. In the book, she has cancer, which that could be a trigger warning for people. It's just not for me. But she has cancer and she's taken and she goes to this place, whatever. Well, by this point, well, I think it's like by 50% of the book, she loses her leg. I don't know if I said that earlier, but she loses her leg, but she wants to keep her leg. And the guy's like, I'm okay. She goes, I'm going to put it to good use. And I'm like, what the hell could you use it for? Like, I was really confused about that. And then we kind of start following another person's point of view. He's like a general or whatever. And they get him, and then they're the place, because like she's already been with Lyndon. They've already been together and they love each other. And it was a beautiful story between them. And then they steal this general. Their camp is attacked. So she takes the general. And then also she takes this axe. And the guy's looking at it. It's her fucking leg. I was like, excuse me, what? I was very confused. I was like, what do you mean? And it's missing now at the very end. But then she's with the general. And I'm like, wait, what about Lyndon? But because I'm like, because she thinks he's dead. And I'm like, but what? So then whenever Lyndon is not dead, I just don't understand. Because like she kept mentioning like the doctors wouldn't help her. They wouldn't do anything. Let me put this camera down a little bit more. They wouldn't do anything, right? So I was like, well, why wouldn't they help her? Like, what she has, it's like she has to do chemo, everything, and all this stuff. But they wanted to amputate her leg, but they can't amputate her leg. And she kept saying, they can't amputate my leg, and da 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 da. Well, she gets her leg amputated during this world. And I'm like, I'm confused now. Supposedly, she's pregnant. And I'm like, excuse me, what? Also, there is no way you wouldn't lose the baby with you getting drugged and hacking off the leg. I'm sorry. That just didn't feel very realistic. And then also, like, she's jumping through trees. She's doing flips and all these things. And I'm like, but you're supposedly pregnant. Like, I don't understand. And it's like months, but yet you have no bump and nobody knows you're pregnant. I am so confused. Like, she never mentions a bump at all throughout the entire book. And that's what I didn't like. That's the only, those are the two things. Well, that's the one thing I didn't like was the whole fact that she's pregnant. And then all of a sudden, like, I don't get it. I don't get how she's doing all these things, but supposedly she's pregnant. That was my one thing that I did not like, was the fact that she's pregnant. I don't like it. I didn't like that. Um, but yeah, so I know there's going to be another one, and I'm most likely going to read it because I'm so confused. I am genuinely so confused. So I gave it 4 stars. I'm really feeling I need to bump it down to a 3. I don't know. I think it's just because it made me so mad. I was like, no, this shouldn't have been the reason. I'm sorry, but that shouldn't have been the reason. I'm not happy that that was the reason at all. Like, that should not have been the reason. No. So then I read Even Exchange. I got it as an ARC by Haley Dickert. It's a third book of the Crystal Bay University. I did not read the other two, so I have no idea who they follow. And I can tell you that I don't know. But um, I'm not going to go back and read those. I really don't care. I don't want to say I don't care. It's like I don't want to read them. I only gave this one 3 stars. To me, it's a very mid book, but the things that it touches base on are very important. Um, this girl, Charlotte is a cheerleader, and her mom is trying to run for something in politics. I can't remember what, but she's trying to become a president of the United States. She's trying to bump up, and everybody has to have the perfect image and all this stuff. Well, it literally opens up with her going to a bathroom and barfing, and Noah, which is the MMC, is like mad that her boyfriend's not going in there and checking on her and all these things. And so he goes in there and he ends up taking her home because the boyfriend left. The boyfriend just leaves her. I was like, oh my God. So my problem with this book was the cheating trope was very prevalent. Um, her mom is an absolute horrible person, and her ex-boyfriend is an absolute horrible person. And I just did not like the way they treated her. And she just kind of like took it, and at times she gave it back. But at time, and I was like, finally. But then she would go back to just taking it, and I'm like, oh my God, really? Well, Noah was always like her own personal cheerleader. He's like a professional football player, and he's like madly in love with her. There's the fake dating trope and all that, but like I just felt like in this book, I was always angry. I was always mad because I was like, oh my God, like this is so annoying. And like her, Charlotte and Noah would talk things through because they actually, start dating, and there's an accidental pregnancy in this situation about 50% of the way through. And Noah was very upfront about how he felt about Charlotte. And Charlotte just kept acting like they never had the conversation. I was like, oh my God. Like, he's literally telling you he's madly in love with you and you're not getting it. Like, how naive can you be? Like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't know. I didn't understand why she had to be told so many times for her to finally get it. That I didn't appreciate. But the whole baby thing, like, I understood why it was in it, but the way it was done, I didn't really like. So, yeah, if you want to be frustrated when you read a book, read this one, Even Exchange by Haley. Oh my God, Dickert. Like, I don't know how to say her last name, but I did read that one. And then today on the way home, I did finish A Ballad of Betrayal and Beauty by L.H. Blake, which is also the third one of the Cardinal Sins. I'm not going to read the other two. I know which couples are together, and I feel no need to read them. But I was surprised I got so much reading done this weekend. I was very surprised. But yeah, I only gave this one 3 stars. It follows Joel and Dusty. I love Dusty and Key. His name is Key. His name is not Key, but his nickname is Key. I can't think of his actual name, but Dusty. I liked her. She went through hard times, and I like that this is based in the 1980s. Or was it 1970s? I think it's 1980s. And Dusty, like, she was a stripper, and that's how she met Joel, the other male main character. And I will admit, I almost DNF'd it because I don't like dual timeline. I don't like dual timeline. I hate it with a passion. But this one, it felt purposeful, but also it made me so angry. The last few books have just made me so mad because it's just like total miscommunication, total avoidance, just not listening at all to anybody. I was like, dude, I just don't understand what's going on right now. I was very frustrated. So yeah, Joel, love him. He's had a hard past. So has Key. But Key and Dusty technically grew up together and they dated when they were younger. And they accidentally get pregnant. He wants to leave with her. She tries to go. And that's where they fall apart. So they don't see each other for years. And then they meet up when she's a stripper. She's literally stripping in Vegas. He happens to be there. There's a whole thing that goes down. And then she meets Joel, but they don't do anything. They go on like kind of like a date, and then they don't see each other for another 2 years. And it was Joel and Dusty. I really liked them together. Every time they were together, she was always like, "I'm not worth it," and he's like, "Yes, you're worth everything. You're worth it all for me." And he's in a rock band called Carnal Sins with Key and 2 other men. It's hard because finally, like at like 70%, because Joel and Dusty have been together like this entire time, and all of a sudden Key shows up, and then there's a whole blowout because nobody even knew that he even dated Dusty a long time ago. He's never mentioned her name. So it was very interesting. It was very frustrating the entire time. I was like, can you guys please talk to each other? Can you guys please figure shit out? Like, I was getting very angry and I was just getting so frustrated, and I just wanted to skip to the end so bad. But I think that was the point of the book. I don't know, but they all, like, the rock band also has like a legal confrontation happening throughout this, and it's just insane. And they did talk about MTV, about making a music video for MTV. That was pretty cool. But yeah, no. I generally don't like it when they refer like how they refer to MTV, but that was really all they referred to. I didn't really get anything else. Even Exchange, the one I read, that one mentioned Taylor Swift and all these things. And I was just like, dude, why are you referencing everything? Like, there was always a Taylor Swift reference. There was always a like not TikTok. It was Instagram. There was just so many references to things, and I was like, okay, this is becoming extreme. This is becoming a lot. I'm not liking this. I don't like when books do this. Like, don't do this kind of a situation. But yeah, so all in all, I feel like this weekend I did read pretty well, but I'll go over what I read this entire week. I read Daddy Cupid. Freaking loved Daddy Cupid. I gave that one 4.5 stars. It's the third book of the Love in the Veil series. And I absolutely loved Gloom and Ladybird and Cupio. Loved them all three together. It was so sweet, and it was so much character growth, and I just loved that so much. So I highly recommend that book. And then I read Savage Claim, gave that one 2 stars. I don't think I'm going to read any more Bella Ash. I don't think she's really for me, but it's like a dark mafia romance. The MMC, the Lorenzo, I hated him both of the books. I didn't like him. And when she did finally fall in love with him, I was like, okay, but I don't like him. Like, he's just a dick. Like, I just could not get behind her being with him. I just couldn't the entire time. There were other men in this situation that were so much better, and I loved all of them, but I hated him. I never liked him. I don't like a single thing about the guy. So I will not be continuing on. Like, I know she has a spin-off series from this series, and I'm not reading it. I can't. I just don't think it's for me. So then I read Armable, which I gave 4 stars. Might bump it down to a 3. Might. And then Even Exchange, that's a 3. And then A Ballad of Betrayal and Beauty, that's a 3. But I forgot, I did not mention, I'm going to have to bring it up. I was trying to read another book on the way home. I have it on my NetGalley to read William Hope and the Princess, which is part 1 by Chris Vance. I don't even think I didn't even finish the first chapter, and I couldn't do it. Could not do it. I did not like that the two main characters, and mind you, they're the only ones in this chapter. They're twins, a boy and a girl, and has something to do with like a magical spell or something. They're trying to put like he has a necklace, she has a ring, and like they're trying to put like a spell on it. So like if either of them get lost, they can always find each other. But the brother keeps making comments about the sister's boobs and how, oh my God, now she has boobs and now I'm attracted to my sister. Like, when did she get boobs? And now she's wearing dresses. And she keeps making the comment going, I know you're looking at my tits. I'm like, what the hell is this? And they're like 13, 14 years old. They're twin siblings and they're talking about the sister's boobs. No, just no. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, I was getting so disgusted. Like, I was like, why would you do this? Like, why would you put this in a book? Like, yes, City of Glass or City of Bones, they find out they've kissed, whatever, they find out they're siblings, but I knew that they weren't the entire time, and I was like, you guys are not siblings. Like, you guys figure it out. But these two, they're twins. They grew up together, and all of a sudden he's like, oh my God, I need to talk to my father about how I think that I love her breasts. I'm like, no, just no. Why would you write that? I did not like that at all. And I won't be, I can't. I physically cannot read it. I was so grossed out. I was like, no. When it comes to like incest, no, that is a trigger for me. That not a trigger, but it's something that I just really think is just not right. I don't think it's right. I don't understand why it's in books. I've read one book that it became a thing, and I didn't realize it was a thing until like literally it was like 600 pages. I was 10 pages away from the end and it came up, and I went, you have got to be kidding me. I was furious because I read the 600-page book and then it was all about incest, and I had no idea until the last 10 pages. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This girl finds out she's pregnant, she's killed, finds out 10 years later that it was the brother's baby inside the sister. No. Incest, no. I can't do it. So I DNF that book. Like, I am very physically angry from that book. Very physically angry, but I will not be reading it. There's no way. No way I'm going to read that book. But yeah, so rant over. I'm going to finish out my vlog here. I hope you have a great day or night, wherever you are. And if there's any of these books you've read and you want to chit chat, comment down below. And I hope you like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.